Hey everybody, welcome back to the video. So how y'all doing today? Today we are talking about this topic. As you can tell by the title, yeah, this is really bad for Bungie. And I gotta say, Marathon is most likely DOA on arrival, honestly, because Bungie's not gonna they're not gonna get away with this, honestly. Like, people can remember this for a long time. Anyway, what am I talking about? Well, this all started from this artist who posted on Twitter accusing Bungie of plagiarism, and once you look at the evidence that they posted, yeah, it's not looking good for Bungie at all. It's not. But anyway, let's get started. So if you're an artist, by the way, you should be pissed off about this, honestly. Anyway, let's get started. The Marathon Alpha released recently, and its environments are covered with assets lifted from poster designs I made in 2017. Bungie is of course not obligated to hire me when making a game that draws overwhelmingly from the same design language I have refined for the past decade, but clearly my work was good enough to pillage for ideas and plaster all over the game without pay or attribution. Continuing, I do not have the resources or energy to spare to pursue this legally, but I have lost count of the number of times a major company has deemed it easier to pay a designer to imitate or steal my work than to write me an email. In 10 years, I've never made a consistent income from this work. Now I'm tired of designs from huge companies moodboarding and parasiting my designs while I struggle to make a living. And that's their statement. Well, I gotta be real anti-real. I still think you should pursue this and take Bungie to court, because they deserve to be, honestly, for what they're doing here. Like, how can they? They're a multi-billion-dollar company. You know, so they clearly have done in the past, made their own artwork. Like, come on, and this is not even a new IP they're making anyways. This is not fucking 90s. You mean to tell me they couldn't just use the old art style from back then? I understand, like, games are, like, much more technically advanced now, but come on, they could recreate that art style with today's technology, instead of just copying someone else's. Come on. I'd rather have AI make the artwork, rather than copying somebody else's. Especially someone who is a fan. That's it. They had no fucking right to steal your artwork without permission. Period. Anyway, before I get even more pissed off, which I will by Bungie's response, so let's get started then. Because these motherfuckers didn't even have the balls to post it on their main Twitter account. The official Bungie account or the main Marathon account. This was posted on some kind of, I guess, secondary Marathon account, I guess. But anyway, let's get started. This review is unknown by our existing art team. We are still reviewing how this oversight occurred. We take matters like this very seriously. I'll prove to you that you don't. We have reached out to Anti-Real to discuss this issue and are committed to do right by the artist. As a matter of policy, we do not use the artwork of ours without permission. Bullshit. To prevent similar issues in the future, we are conducting a thorough review of our in-game assets, specifically those done by the former Bungie artists, and implementing stricter checks to document all artist contributions. We value the creativity and dedication of our artists who contribute to our games and are committed to doing right by them. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. Bungie, I gotta be real with you. You're full of fucking shit. Like, how many times have you done this now? We've been through this before, as I'll show you in a minute. But Bungie, I gotta be real with you. You're full of fucking shit. You didn't even have the balls to post on your main Twitter account because you know you did not want any more attention on the story than there already fucking was. And two, you mean to tell me that nobody at that fucking studio had any slight idea to actually do their diligence and double check to make sure that the art you were using in your own fucking game wasn't copied from somewhere else, or just literally copied verbatim from somebody else? Are you meaning to tell me that everyone at that studio is so fucking lazy on the art team? I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus over there, okay? I'm mostly pointing at the art director for the game. Heads need to roll at that studio. They surely need to, because this is insane. Because this ain't even the first time that you've been caught plagiarizing, okay? But, you know what? Let's get to that real quick, okay? Here are the examples. 2021, Destiny 2, Witch Queen trailer. Artists involved, Mel E. or Relay 314. Use fan art of Zygu, Arath, and a trailer without credit. Credit artists after mistake notice. 2020, we go 2 years later, 2023, with a Destiny 2 cutscene by Jillian Faye Lona. Used near identical fan art in the cutscene. Apologized, compensated the artist. Then a year later, Destiny 2 Ace of Spades Nerf Gun by Tofu Rabbit or Tofu Bunny. Copy design for the Nerf replica, identical pattern. And content to compensate in credits. So they're still not even done with the resolution on that one, by the way. And now we get to today. 2025, Marathon Environment Artist. anti-real. Use 2017 designs in-game without permission, pay, or attribution. No response from Bungie as of May 15th, 2025. And see what I mean? Not one, not two, not three, but 4 fucking times now that Bungie's done to pull this shit. 4 times. 4 fucking times. And this is a studio that's been in the gaming industry for over 30 years. And you meaning to tell me that nobody caught on to this? No one. Nobody at that freaking studio. You kidding me? Man, Sony got screwed with this acquisition, man. Sheer incompetence from this studio. Sheer incompetence. And I'm somebody who put a lot of hours into Destiny 1 and the first few years of Destiny 2. So I've played many of Bungie's games throughout my life, okay? So this is kind of why I'm so pissed off, because I grew up with this studio, okay? Because I've played so many of their games throughout my life. So this is part of the reason why I'm so pissed off, okay? So full context on that. But we got more to talk about, because it gets worse, because Paul Tessie wrote an article from Forbes, which this website I used, wrote an article based on what Paul wrote. So let's get started then, shall we? It's been reported by Forbes the developers of Bungie, the studio behind Destiny 2 and the upcoming action shooter Marathon, are taking some serious damage to their will. According to the report, morale is in freefall, following revelations at work from artist anti-rules using Marathon without permission. We just talked about that. Marathon art director Joe Cross and game director Joe Ziegler teamed up for a community-faced live show on May 16th. It was already scheduled before this whole debacle even happened, which was already scheduled prior to news of the predictions are breaking, like I just said. But naturally, Solid does address the controversy rather than proceed as normal. It would prove to be an awkward and frankly hard to watch event. Cross read out in the official statement he wrote about what's next regarding their work in Marathon in place of a planned showcase of art, which obvious reasons didn't happen. Cross it came to our attention an artist who worked on Marathon in the early stages of pre-production, took a number of graphical elements from a graphic design without permission, then placed them on a decal sheet that was then checked in 2020. The decal sheet include icons and text elements. These elements end up in our alpha build, and there's absolutely no excuse for this oversight. We're working on 100% committed to the review process to ensure instances like this don't happen again at Marathon or at Bungie, even though you failed to do it the previous 3 times. A few of our things that we've done to short the review about are as follows. We've reached out to the entire road to follow to make sure we do right. We're auditing all the previous work by the artist, including environmental decals already to build, which is why we're delaying some of the content we are going to show today. We're committed to removing that as questionably or inappropriately sourced. We're doing a broad decal audit, and if we find any other details or elements, we'll make sure they're eliminated and recreated in-house for sure. Anyway, article continues. Hundreds of artists have worked on this project for years, integrally and externally, and we have many instances including modernism, Swiss, typography, 2000 style vector, art, cyberpunk, and of course the original Marathon trilogy. Our style is a result of all of the inspiration, worth noting that none of our external partners have worked on branding and visual design of our game or involved in searching. So this is all internal! So Bungie themselves did all this. This statement didn't go down especially well with live viewers of the stream, with how the majority of the questions coming from chat live related to Marathon how exactly Bungie would make right. Since the stream wrapped up, community sentiments regarding largely skeptical pending the result of the audit mentioned in the statement. In your Forbes article published a day after, which Paul Tassi reported had been told by Seven Bungie the vibes have never been worse. In addition, he claimed to have told staff worried that will happen if Marathon bombs. Bungie having suffered wave after wave loss recent years, a desperate need for a big financial win. So I have a feeling if Marathon fails, which it most likely will, sounds like more layoffs are going to be coming. Tassi also reported that the public-facing explanation of the art there is the same being given eternally, and that legal teams from Bungie and Sony are currently sorting through this issue. Also, the report alleges Marathon was pitched by good old boy leadership, so probably the old executives, which it claims has been ignoring developer input on what Marathon should have been for years, including the idea that the game should have a PvE element, the absence of which is proven to be a major sour point for some alpha testers. Again, Bungie, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? And this kind of proves the point, like, where executives can truly ruin a game. I mean, look what happened with Halo. I mean, look what happened at Halo Studios, you know what I mean? Because they got rid of 3 head executives at that studio and rebranded their studio as a whole because of all the damage that those executives were doing to Halo, for instance. Like, you know what I mean? Not just Halo alone. There's been countless studios over the years that we have seen. I mean, BioWare's not the same. Rocksteady ain't the same. those are just two popular examples I can think of on the top of my head of how executives can truly ruin a studio / games that they make. Like, how many times do we need to see it in this industry? You know what I mean? But, yeah, like, what a mess. I do believe that's gonna happen. And by the way, I didn't even talk about this previously, but apparently, in order for Sony / Bungie to consider Marathon a success, it has to be in the top 5 NPD of game sales for the whole year. That is not gonna happen. Probably the best course of action, honestly, for me, or for Bungie as a whole, is to delay Marathon. You know, kind of essentially overhaul the visual elements. But it's kind of too little too late, because this is really bad. Like, you cannot understand how bad of a look this is for Marathon as a whole. And people already mixed on the game in general to begin with. Now that you have this whole thing, yeah, I'd say Marathon is DOA, personally, if you ask me. But which is a shame, though, because Bungie clearly, they know how to make good first-person shooters. I mean, look at their Halo games that they made, and then, you know, how Destiny 1 and 2 play. I mean, that should tell you right there. They know their shit when it comes to making first-person shooters. But what the hell are they thinking, like, not having a PvE element? Bungie used to make some of the best PvE elements in a first-person shooter. What the hell are executives thinking over there? I truly don't know. I really don't get it. I truly do not get it. I really do not get it at all. Like, and this is coming from the same company that, with Destiny, like, one of the biggest components of Destiny is PvE. Clearly. And you're telling me that they're saying it's not a good idea to have PvE in extraction shooter as an option? Come on, they really should delay this game. I hope they do, because the game is coming out in 4 months. There is no way that this game will have a successful launch if it does come out in later this year. There's no way. There is no freaking way. If they don't delay it, it's going to be a disaster. It will be, I assure you, okay? This is going to be a prediction on my part. Like, the writing's on the wall, personally, if you ask me. Marathon is DOA, if it does come out this year. Even if they delay it to next year, it'll be competing with GTA 6, but I mean, it would have a better chance of actually having a good launch compared to, you know, if it were to come out this year. But, yeah, I think that's all I gotta say on this. But yeah, if you're an artist, you should absolutely be pissed off by this. This is bad on all accounts, really. Plagiarism is something that should be taken very seriously, but that's all I gotta say on this. So, what do you guys think of this news? Let me down in the comment section below. And if you stay to the end of the video, so thank you very much for all the support. You know, hit that like button, and I'll see you on the next one. And consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss any more videos. And I'll see you on the next one. Till then, have a good one.